live?
Should be.
Are we live? Can people hear
Should be.
us?
I'm gonna check.
Do people hear us out there in America? Hello, America. Do you Yeah, Jay, I would definitely have to say without a doubt that the 90s Chicago's Bulls is my Roman Empire.
That's your spirit animal?
Without a doubt, the bull. You take it by the horns, you take it in the ass, that's life, baby. You can get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's ass. But wouldn't you rather take the butcher's word for it?
Yeah, I'd rather just eat a T-bone.
You know it, baby.
What's your favorite cut of meat?
My favorite cut of meat? Probably the one that gets me paid the most. I want the big slice of the pie, baby.
I like a good old ribeye.
Look at us starting the show with some sunglasses.
I understand rock stars now why they do the lights.
I get
and stuff.
it. It's probably more the cocaine. They don't want to see the bloodshot in their eyes.
Yeah,
but
we haven't done any cocaine, but
no cocaine, just a little whiskey, a little
like
White
to
Claw,
pretend.
and a lot of life. Hey, America. Welcome to Hawk Wins Radio Picture Show. As always, my name is Jack Dwyer.
And I'm Jay Smooth.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's just me and Jay in the audience tonight. You're in the audience, but technically we're the only people in the studio right now. We had somebody cancel last minute, but hey, all good. Fucking COVID is a fucking thing. We probably shouldn't talk about that on the show, but it's okay. Anyways, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Me and Jay have a couple questionnaires that we thought would be kind of fun to kind of like ignite everything and kind of get the wheels rolling of what to talk about and what's cooking in the old kitchen with everybody. America's up to some stuff right now.
What's cooking
man.
in the old kitchen is this fried chicken right here.
Yeah, Jay told me he's like, bring some chickens. I go, say no more. I got you, bro. Not only do I have the standard rubber chicken, which is like maybe the go-to for most clowns, I believe it's the McAfee chicken, to be technical. It's a very luxury item in the comedian field. And Jay's picking up the one that I found at a gas station, and I saw a box full of these, and I was like, do I press the whole box and just like let all of them ignite at once? And I decided not to. I thought that would be a little immature, and I'm trying to be a little more mature these days. I know it doesn't look like it all the time, but anyways, I bought the chicken and thinking that that would probably make that noise if you just like deep fried a chicken whole live like that. And Jay, can you show everybody the eyes on that thing too?
The eyes on this goddamn chicken.
I think we'd all be making this noise and looking
this
like this if that was the deal.
Look, guys. Look, America. If we were chickens, we'd all be making that noise in the deep fryer.
That's right. Jay, I'm glad that you got to come over the other weekend, or not the other weekend. It was 2 days ago. You came over to my pad. That meant a lot to me because you were like, do you have rubber chickens? You go, and I'm like, bro, I got options. I got options. I'm a grown ass kid.
You ever seen Svengoolie? Boy, have I.
Yeah. I got adult money, baby. I'm ready to spend some money on some chickens.
Oh, my God, dude.
But no, it was cool that you got to swing by my pad, man. I think that's kind of fun is like a get to know you kind of thing of like when you see how people live, like where, with their humble abode, what it's like. I felt like I almost had this front on you, and then you came into my pad and you were like, oh, okay, he's got rubber chickens, he's got gargoyles. What was your opinion on my brain tub of creative space, if you will?
I was like, oh shit, he really is that creative.
Did it make sense?
I'm like, I see where it's all coming from now.
Yeah.
I like the painting of your dog in that room.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Harpo.
Yep, that was
shout out to Harpo.
That was a COVID project.
A COVID project.
Yeah, COVID hit, and I was just like, I'm going to do a self-mural of my personal dog, and I made her into a little spaceship.
Do you always paint, or did you pick up painting during COVID?
You know what's funny about that is I learned how to paint from faking sick, right? So I was a Chicago kid, and I grew up watching swing. I was a Chicago kid, and I grew up watching movies like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I always thought that it would be kind of fun, just like fake sick all the time. And my mom had a big heart and liked watching movies and stuff with me when I was a kid. And honestly, I used to fake sick from school, and my mom would teach me how to like draw and paint. and it was fun. We would watch The Price is Right all the time, but through that,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of how I learned art,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really like school as a kid,
Yeah.
I was kind of a weirdo. A tree fell on my grammar school when I was a kid, and my school was on the news, and like it was terrifying as a kid. And I saw like the priests like crying on TV, and I think it was a traumatic experience for a kid. And I was like, dude, I'm like, that's kind of heavy. I don't think I want to go to school. But as I was home, it was cool that my mom taught me the arts and taught me different like media aspects and everything. So to answer your question, yeah, I've been painting since I was a kid. My mom taught me real young. She used to do all sorts of like clay modeling and then painting. But I paint everything. I paint canvases. I paint homes, interior, exterior. I do body painting. I paint posterior. I also paint. There's nothing in between that I haven't painted. I painted a large. Those fiberglass cows that were all around the city for a while. I got my hands on one of those. One of my best friend's brothers had one, and he commissioned me to paint a Blackhawks cow. So I did a whole like Blackhawks cow, and I also did a Blackhawks mural at Southwest Ice Arena.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it was like 18 feet long. So
Shoot.
I realized that when I started doing like comedy and stuff, I realized that leaving a mark is a cool phrase. When you leave a mark on something, you impacted something physically, visually, spiritually, perhaps. I'm a ghost. I'm gonna haunt you. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's cool to kind of leave your mark on a city and leave your mark in a place that makes people happy. So yeah, I've been painting a little bit of everything. And you came into my creative space, man. I had a bunch of canvases. I had my paint rollers. I'm one of those artists who's got like a whole tin of or one of those milk crates just full of just spray paint, all different colors, just because to spray paint something, or I like to have fun and be creative. It's always been a part of me of making something fun. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Did you pick up any other COVID projects? I know a lot of people started doing like sourdough and shit.
Yeah, no, I was probably the sourdough. A lot of yeast, a lot of whiskey. No, I was looking up. I've become not a whiskey connoisseur, but I like whiskey because I was talking to a friend about like our like diets and everything, and even like being like a workout enthusiast. Beer is so many calories that kind of like adds on, and I was like, shit. I'm like, I should maybe just like do whiskey, but like do cool whiskey, And Jay, I know we were talking about Wolverine and Deadpool, and you didn't want to hear any spoilers about it.
Oh God. Fine, I'll allow it.
I'm just gonna allow one.
I'll allow it for the people.
As a whiskey drinker, I thought it was super fun that like through the movie, Wolverine was drinking like well whiskey at the bar, and then he like moved to like Jim Beam and like Jack Daniels, and by the end of the movie he was drinking Johnny Walker. And it's one of those things that's like, if you're a whiskey drinker and you're watching the movie,
Kind of elevate
like,
that way.
yeah, you're like, that's cool, that's like good for
Like,
you.
you start off like whatever, just whatever's on your well, just give me that, and then it's like, oh fine,
Right.
I'll do something with a name brand. Let's do some Jack Daniels. And
The man's lived for over 200 years. He knows his whiskey, He's aged with the barrels, if you will. Whoosh, whoosh.
is that how long Wolverine has been alive?
That's the mythology of it. Not the mythology, but the lore of Wolverine.
Wolf.
To be the X-Men. And also I was an X-Men fan as a kid. Were you an X-Men fan as a kid?
I mean, I wouldn't say I hated the X-Men. I've seen some of the X-Men. I'm familiar with their work.
Yeah.
I know who Magneto is.
It's a cool thing to look back into. For its time, it was pretty big because, like, we're living in a very gender open world right now, and for the X-Men to come out and be people who were like reading between the lines that they were gay or they were in the part of the LGBTQ community, it was kind of cool, and it was kind of like kind of trailblazing for the day, which is kind of fun.
They had Storm before, like,
right? They were, yeah, they were. There was ambiance to the whole X-Men thing. But no, man. Yeah. I mean, you saw my pad. You saw the painting. You saw the whiskey. You saw the evolution, if you will. I'm excited to get over to your pad, man. What should I expect at your place?
Shit, man. The smell of marijuana.
Good food, I'm assuming too.
Good food.
I cooked
Yeah.
you dinner. You got to cook me dinner, man.
I got you, bro.
You had white
not
people
ready for
taco
that
night
one,
at
bro.
my place. I am ready for
White
it.
people taco night. It's not limited to only white people, but
You-
white people love it the most.
You know, what's
Yeah.
the most honky part about it? I think you had a margarita that was left over from the night before, and I was like, I'm just gonna throw a little extra in. But
Hell yeah.
mango mezcal margarita.
That was great.
That's a good.
It was a good margarita.
So your pad. What are we eating? What are we doing at your place?
Shit, man.
What do you do for fun?
I have a fucking pasta maker at home, so like literally anything, man. Expect anything. I like to go to this one place called something fork, where they have like exotic meats and shit, and so I'll get like fucking bison or like duck or like alligator and shit, and it's fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
You ever had like a bison burger?
I've had bison a couple times in my life. It's good. I like bison.
It's good.
What's your favorite like exotic meat? I know you're a big food guy.
That I've tried, probably like alligator
Alligator's good. It's like a fish and,
and
a
like
chicken
New
mixed.
Orleans. Yeah, it doesn't taste much like fish. It tastes a little bit more like chicken,
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
like
say
a little
so.
fried chicken.
So what are we doing for fun at your place?
I don't know, man. I have a cool fire pit I like to burn up sometimes.
Yeah?
Play some loud music.
I know you, DJ Smooth. You're always
Smoke a
burning
little
one.
bit of ganj.
So so that's maybe the perfect. What's your perfect like summer night at your pad?
Oh,
You're chilling
dude.
out with
So, in my backyard, I have I have 4 little tables, each with their own individual fire pit, and we have a cool fucking it's a gas grill, so you can fucking cook whatever the fuck you want. And then we just hang out with like some beers and shit. Probably some homies come over every so often, and yeah, man, that's a cool summer night for me, man.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty low key, but pretty extravagant at the same time.
Is that meat place that you were talking about sell all those meats that you were talking?
Yeah, it's called fucking. It's like Fork something. It's called Wild Fork. They have
Yeah.
a couple locations in Chicago.
Huh. Shout out Wild Fork.
Yeah, sponsor us, please.
Because it's interesting to think about. I saw this billboard about animals. It was a spectrum of animals, from like dog all the way to like a cow and a chicken in between and everything. And it was like, where do you draw the line? And I was like, dude, I don't know. Like,
So I mean,
I have that. Like, if I don't eat meat for like a day, I'm like, I'm fucking like something needs to die.
I mean, there's people out there that eat like rabbits and shit. I have rabbits and bunnies as like pets, but like some people eat them.
Right? I would eat a
I'll
bunny.
eat a fucking rabbit.
I've eaten an ostrich before. That's my big meat that I've eaten before. That was kind of exotic, but it was good though. Like if you were living next to an ostrich, I'd you'd beat the hell out of it with a club. Okay, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You ever seen an ostrich egg?
Oh, they're huge.
It's fucking big, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I would buy an ostrich egg though.
I'd buy an ostrich egg.
Shipping and handling on an ostrich egg, that's got to be pretty high.
I'd do it just to say that I did it.
Sure.
White people taco night.
Just like how people used to order pineapples. Pineapples used to be an exotic thing. I don't know.
I was watching Drunk History yesterday, and they were talking about like how bananas became like a thing here in the United States. There were some guys selling like exotic fruits or whatever, and just some dude decided to like go buy this exotic fruit, which happened to be a banana. He
It's
like
like, I got fucking bushes of this shit back here, bro. Come
he's
take it
like,
from
this
me.
shit's good as hell, and so he just decided
It's
to
got
buy.
its own wrapping. It's
You
the
know,
best.
he decided to buy a shit ton, and eventually he got his shit ton back to America, and everybody else tried it, and they're like, "Whoa, this is fucking amazing." So, you know, lobster
on.
used to be food for
For poor people.
prisoners.
Yeah, and you know they
And
also
poor
used to make
people.
them do the treadmill as like a punishment.
Dude,
Yeah, they'd feed them lobster
that's
and make them on a
crazy.
treadmill. Now people are paying good money to do both of those.
I wish I was a prisoner back in the whenever.
Hey, with a little bit of butter doesn't sound half bad compared to now.
You
The
know,
inflation.
you know how much a lobster costs now? Like a lobster dinner is like maybe 50, $60 minimum.
Yeah. Well, your tax money's going to all that, but you're not eating any of that lobster. Not eating any of that lobster.
Man.
Woof. Well, oh man. Well, we're gonna talk about some fun mythical legends and some ideas and some other fun stuff. I know you got any notes that you want to shout out, Jay?
Do I have any notes that I want to shout out?
Also, what's with the glasses? I feel like there's a filter on you right now. There's a front. There's something going on.
You can't see
I can't
me.
see into your soul anymore.
Good.
Do I throw mine back on?
Yeah. There you go.
Do I throw the Roman Empire hat back on?
I think we kind of have to be in character for this one.
Let's do it.
I think the world's seen enough of Jack and Jay. They want to see Jack and Jay with armor on.
I feel like Duff Man right now. I feel like I'm about to sell everybody a whole bunch of Miller Lite right now. Do you like Line? Thank you. Do you like Miller Lite, America? Well, we do too. So come on down to Miller, of course, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Love ya. You know, I will say, less filling. Great taste, less filling. That's what got the 90s Bulls through their championships.
Miller Lite?
Lite.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's the champagne of all beers?
That is Miller High Life.
It's Miller High Life.
Miller High Life.
What's the difference?
Glass bottle. No, I'm kidding. Kinda. I mean, you know, it's very similar taste, but a Miller High Life is known as the champagne of beers. You know what the hillbilly champagne of beers is?
What?
Or a mimosa champagne of beers is? It's that with just a little orange juice. It's good. Fill up with a little electrolytes, you know? If you're partying with the 90s Bulls, smoking cigars, you pop one of those and you're feeling A-okay. You're ready to do the Phil Jackson triangle offense there, you know?
Noise.
But, you know, one thing that I wanted to talk about was exercise. Exercise is kind of a fun thing that it's at least something that's really important to me that like I've always done throughout my life, and it's something that like it's not what your body it should never be about looks. It should never be about, you know, like hurting yourself by any means. I believe that fitness should be a celebration of what your body can do. You know, in any way, shape, or form, and no matter how people perceive that message, it is a celebration of what your body can do, and it's a great thing because it elongates your life. It makes you feel healthier. I mean, you're a bicyclist like myself, dude. How far was your bike ride all the way back from my place to yours?
Like 30 something minutes. It wasn't that long.
Right? We're not that far, but at least
I
you
mean,
could do
so here's the thing. To somebody that normally doesn't ride a bike, riding a bike that far for like 30, 40 minutes, that's a mission.
Yeah, that's a haul.
That's a how many? I don't even know how many miles that was. Like,
I'm telling you, bro, you got to get that
3
Strava
miles.
app. Keep track of that stuff.
But anyways,
But-
it was a good bike ride. It wasn't that long. But I've been bike riding for fucking years now. At fucking city traffic, dude, that shit'll turn you into a man.
Yeah, dog. But again, it's a celebration of what your body can do.
That's
You
true.
can get from one point of the city to another. Your body
That's
allows
because
it to
I've
do
been
it.
exercising, you know.
Exactly,
And then
brother.
had I not been doing that, I'd be, you know, I'd probably be bitching and complaining. Oh, it's too far. I can't go.
Yeah, and you got a scenic ride too, man. You were right up along the north branch of that Chicago River.
The North Branch Trail, dude, beautiful trail.
It's fun.
Definitely 10 out of 10. Do recommend.
Remember, I was talking about doing that outer loop of like the CTA.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the stuff that they would kind of plug into if they were to do that. You know, like
Yep.
it's adaptable. Just saying, just saying. Uh, but yeah, dude, it's an important thing to do. I have a weird workout regimen though. Like when I like, I'm not an influencer by any means. Look, I mean, look at how I look right now. I'm not trying to influence anyone.
Jack looking all jacked.
Just a couple people. Just a couple people.
Jack choking the chicken.
No, honestly, dude, I think it's how you celebrate your body of again what your body can do. I have a very unorthodox thing when I go to the gym or when I do like a workout of sorts. Can I go through my steps with you real quick? I think this
dude.
might be an educational thing for the folks anywhere out there listening.
Go for it.
Again, first and foremost, it's a celebration of what your body can do. Also, get a good playlist. This is step number one. Have a great playlist. Listen to something that you don't normally listen to all the time, but you know it's going to kind of set you over the edge a little bit. You know, I'm talking about like dive deep into like what your ancestors would have listened to, but like the trap version or like the dubstep mix. Listen to that. Feel around. Jay, you've listened to my playlist. I got my Viking workout playlist, which is like dubstep Viking hymns and yeah, give yourself a good playlist to listen to. And number two is it all depends on what you eat. You got to have like a good something to eat beforehand. You know what I mean?
Nutrition is actually when it comes to like weight loss and maintaining a regular weight is nutrition is most of it. Like you can work out and stuff, but if you're eating like crap, like you're just gonna gain all those fucking calories back.
Right, exactly. I've heard lots of chicken and rice and broccoli. That was that Hugh Jackman routine. He did a lot of fish too, but it was just consistent eating. It's a lot of eating. I got a fucking yo-yo diet. I'll be the first to admit it. So it's a lot of like what you take care of, and but also too, just I think the biggest thing about it, step number 3, listen to your body. I think your body's going to tell you a lot of things that like you got to know, and it's going to tell you what it needs first and foremost. So I think this also leads to one of two things. One, do your homework, know what you're doing in there, do some research, watch people, do it on the internet. It's a cool thing. YouTube's a great source to like learn how to do certain moves and target certain areas. And I will say this though, it's kind of a little nif of mine. I don't like when people film in the gym. It's a hot topic of mine. But don't film in the gym because people are going there to fix themselves. People are going there to get away from cell phones, to get away from all of that. And I'll be the first to say it, dude. The biggest reason I go to the gym all the time is because I'm recovering from a couple injuries. You know, when your body's just hurting, it's just like it's hard to like show up and be somewhere to like improve yourself, and it does not feel good when you got people filming you doing it in the background. Shout out Joey Swole, who is a very cool fitness influencer. One of the only people I follow. He calls people out for like filming in the gym, and I'm like, good for you, dude. I'm like, that's kind of a cool thing to do because it's a safe space. It should be a safe space for people.
Should be.
You know, you see someone, it's an etiquette thing to like, you know, and help them out. If it's an old person, pick up a weight for them, like hold a door open. It's a courtesy thing. It's everyone's there to make a better world for themselves and you know. So that brings me to my other part. Listen to your body a little bit. Listen to your body. Step number 4 for me, right? And it's going to kind of bleed. It all bleeds together. It's a whole. Again, I'm not a media fitness influencer by any means. I will say that again. I am not a fitness influencer by any means, but I have this is where it gets a little unorthodox, right? That all seemed pretty like, oh, yeah, you should do that, you should do that, you should. My next couple steps are weird. I'm going to the gym. I'm listening to the some music to like get me ready to go. And when I get to the parking lot, or I'll ride my bike to the gym. I like riding my bike a lot to the gym. But you bring a weed pen. I bring my Pennifer Lopez or my Pen Affleck, and I'm just take a couple hits, I'm
Hitting the
puffing,
Benjamin.
the Benjamin button, and it's and it kind of it cools you a little bit. It kind of gets you in tune with your body a little bit, so you can kind of really listen to it. But now here's where it gets crazy, Jay Smooth, is when I go in there, I'll hit the treadmill, and I'll just down a bunch of the Devil's Dandruff, aka pre-workout. Pre-workout? Have you ever taken it before?
Yeah, that shit will have you going, bro.
No, it's the only thing that I've never taken bath salts before, but I would be like, that's probably pretty close to what bath salts is like a taste of bath salts. It's itchy, it's like it's uncomfortable, and you're kind of working out to like get rid of that feeling in a way. But with that Pennifer Lopez that we're talking about,
kind of evens it out.
It evens it out. It totally evens it out. It evens out a lot. And it's cool because then you're not so in your head all the time, and you're not like giggity. It's it's a cool pace. But you do that, you warm up, you go work out, have like some sort of like hero's journey in your mind, listen to whatever's gonna hype you up, and my final thing I'll say, my step 6, 4, 5, 6, I forgot which one we were on. I would say that do all the extra shit. Do the extra shit, dude. Like people are like afraid to do certain stuff that like is just like it's kind of simple, but it's kind of just like it's kind of a lifestyle. Like if there's a sauna, do the sauna. Do the sauna. Stay in there for fucking 15 minutes. I was reading this thing that people who do saunas like twice a week, they live like 20 years longer than a lot of people because it's good for your heart. It's good for your blood to just kind of circulate.
It opens up your pores, man.
It opens up your pores, cleans your complexion. Like, I'm not a fitness influencer. I drink, I smoke, but it's nice to go in there and just sweat out some like hot dogs and beer that you had the ball game before, Yeah. It's a nice just cleanse. But then do the extra shit. Do some stretches. Do yoga. We're talking about hot yoga and high yoga.
High yoga
would be fun. Do goat yoga.
Hit the Benjamin and do the upward dog.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. And then they'll play some Snoop.
Funny story about pre-workout. For those of you who remember Exit, my band got booked there to play one time, and we were supposed to play at like midnight or something. Pretty late show for us. Show ended up getting pushed back to like 2 a.m. One of the members likes to work out a lot, so he's all about the pre-workout and shit. Gives me a scoop of pre-workout in like a water bottle. I chugged the whole thing. I've never taken pre-workout. I didn't even know what it was until that point. Maybe like 10 minutes, and this is during the winter, so like 10 minutes later my heart's beating at like 1,000 miles an hour. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do now? And so I just go outside and I start doing push-ups in the cold. I'm like, I need to do something with my body.
Where did you do this?
Exit.
You did it. Dang. Really?
Yeah,
bro.
It was quite an interesting show.
Yeah. Salt bath at salt tasting at a show. Jeez Louise, really? Whew. Some people get into it though. Some people but I can imagine though, like I could take it like before I go for a run. Mm-hmm. Like I would imagine a musician could probably take it like if they're about to go like be like a lead singer.
That was the idea. Our show got pushed back fucking hours later.
You got to be a pretty animated. Oh yeah.
Like I said, I went outside running around and I decided to do push-ups in the middle of the snow. I was all like, all right, I need to do something. It was great.
Oh man, it makes you move. It makes you, it
to
forces
say the
you.
least.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Oh man. But again, it's it's a celebration. It's pre-workout, maybe not something to mess with. I People ask me like if I because I always try to bring friends in. I'm like, hey, or even like I was telling you, I'm like, let's go for a bike ride. Like, let's do this and that. I'm trying to do more of that with friends nowadays. It's so easy to like go to a bar and like spend hundreds of dollars on fucking overpriced drinks. But it's like, no, dude, like come to my place. Let's go for a bike ride and smoke a joint and go for a nice cruise. Bring beers along the way. Come back, drink beers. It's a good place to do things safely. I don't know where I'm saying with that. I guess what I was trying to get to is I wouldn't force pre-workout on anyone though. I wouldn't give that to anyone outside of like that context. You know what I mean? Because dude, you're just did your skin feel like it was like drying up and like crawling around?
It felt like I was on high doses of cocaine. It was fun.
Sheesh. Yeah, pre-workout's not something to mess around with. That's not good for the easy heart. But it's cool though it's good to experiment with it. Good to try it out. Whew. They're always headphones and hair don't go well together, do they? But yeah, no. But do a little weed with it though. A little weed with pre-workout. But again, it's got to be in the right context. You got to be like moving. You have to force yourself to move if you do it. That's something to check lightly. Anywho. But yeah, no, it's cool to like have like when you're biking or when you're working out or something to like, do you ever like maybe this is just my ADHD brain kicking, but when you're working out, you like give yourself like a mission. You're like, I'm on like a hero's mission. I need to like slay this dragon and I need to like lift this thing, or I need to commute to this area and deliver this package so they can send word that there's dragons of flock. Dude, I don't know.
I don't. I feel like some people do. Is that what you do?
Sometimes, dude. Like
You're like, is that how you like motivate yourself to finish the reps?
Yeah, dude. It's boring at the gym. Otherwise, you're just like looking around at other people who are just kind of awkwardly looking around. But if you're just like in your own world and you got headphones cranking, it's a cool thing to kind of help you through. Do you have any favorite like mythical legends, like any folklore that you like?
I like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot? You think Bigfoot's real?
I think Bigfoot's real. Do you think Bigfoot's real?
See, I'm indifferent on it. Bigfoot, I think they would have found Bigfoot by now.
I think they have. They're just hiding it from us.
True. Skinwalkers are a thing too. So like Bigfoot could potentially be a skinwalker.
What's a skinwalker?
Oh, bro, you've never heard of skinwalkers before?
I have, but for the people that haven't.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Skinwalkers are a mystical creature that lurks in the southwest of America and maybe throughout the world for what we know. But they will take form of different creatures and even people. And they'll knock on doors and windows, try to like lure people out. And people leave, like those movies, the books when we were kids, not Transformers, but it was like the flip book. Like it was a novel, but then as you would flip through, like a person would have evolved into a butterfly or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like that, kind of like the dude from T2 Terminator in a way. But it's just like this mythical creature that will like turn into a wolf or whatever. But it's like an off brand of it, But some people say it's aliens. Some people don't know quite what it is. Again, I don't really believe in Bigfoot. I think they would have found him by now. Loch Ness Monster, though. I think Loch Ness Monster could be real because there's a lot less water that we've explored than on land. Like on land, you could do like any hillbilly with thermal goggles can clock out something that's abnormal, But if you got something underwater and all these like, especially in Loch Ness where there's all these like caves that they can go crawl into, there's not a doubt in my mind there's some stuff just hiding down there. You know?
Yeah. So you think the Loch Ness monster could be real, but not Bigfoot?
Correct.
Do you think Atlantis is real in that case?
Atlantis is. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Atlantis is an idea, yes. The idea that a civilization was lost to the waters, 150%. I think we talked about this on last week's episode. Tectonic plates that like shifted.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of this stuff that like just got vanished into water. The water level rose up and wiped out all these civilizations. So yeah, do you believe in Atlantis in that form? I mean,
Yeah, I feel like there's not just one, but many civilizations that have been lost.
right? I think we'd be ignorant to say that it wasn't. You know, I mean, if you look at the like how tectonic plates have shifted throughout the years and parts of land that like were once mountain regions now is like a flat plain. You know, it's so weird to think. But it, you know, it is what that's how it became.
How were the pyramids built?
Aliens for sure.
Aliens for sure.
Well, don't want to say for sure. Don't want to say for sure. The coordinates are too real. If you look into it, I mean, but also too, that's, you know, how the sun rose and set. And what do you think? What do you think about the aliens? Are you conspiracy guy?
I feel like aliens are real for sure. I mean, they have to be. There's no way. I mean, the amount of galaxies there are, and galaxies within themselves have a shit ton of planets. Like, there's no way there's not some sort of alien life force out there.
Right.
What would your first sentence to an alien be? Like, let's say an alien came over right now and they opened that door and then they
Love.
said, "Jack,
I'd
take
say
me to your
love.
leader."
Said love. I've seen Mars.
If they said, "Take me
I've
to
seen-
your,"
I've seen Mars attacks before, dude. I would say love. I'd say, hey,
if they said, "Take me to your leader," who would you take him to?
not our leader.
Not our leader.
Yeah. My own leader, bitch.
Like Mr.
I'd be
Biden.
like, yeah, you're talking to him right here. You're talking to him. No, I'd probably, if they didn't know, I'd just be like me, you know? I'd be like, I'm my own person. I'm in control of my brain. I speak to my own, you know? What would you say? What would you take him to?
I take him to my cat.
Take him to your cat?
Yeah.
You'd probably get better answers with a cat.
Exactly.
You think cats are from aliens? Because they're kind of in synchronicity with the
They're
moons and
wild
everything.
because like they pretty much can take care of themselves. They have all the hunting abilities, but I'm not gonna say they choose to, but
Humans have domesticated
we've
them.
domesticated them. We've also domesticated dogs, but they don't have the hunting abilities like cats do.
I don't know, dude. You see my baby girl Harpo out there in the streets? She's nomming on rats.
But
I have
you
this
know,
weird theory about pets. Bear with me. I know this is a little segue, but I was thinking about pets eating the animals and attacking the animals that we feed them, right? So like if your cat eats chicken, do you really can you ever imagine a cat like eating a chicken in order to survive? Right?
Well,
I mean,
so kinda, because I had a cat growing up, and next door, the neighbors had a chicken coop, and one time, my little baby cat attacked the chicken coop, and kind of ate one of them. So after
So
that,
chicken
yeah, I kind
tastes-
of do imagine like if they were around cats, probably a cat would probably
Right.
attack a chicken.
right? You know, sometimes though, I've seen some cats and I'm like, you wouldn't eat fucking anything in the wild, dude. Like, there's no way. You're so pampered,
I was gonna say, yeah, it depends how you raise them too.
right?
They're like
know-
little humans.
Right. You know what my dog Harpo eats?
What?
Her food is made basically out of salmon.
Oh God.
So, but it makes sense though, and I can see her eating salmon like a grizzly bear. You know, one thing about my dog, she is not fully dog. She's part penguin. Like she swims like no other dog I've ever seen before, And no, dude, I can see her like nomming salmon out of midair like a bear would. So her, I could see, eating what she eats. But like my cat Draco, I'm like, dude, I couldn't see you hunting anything. You're just too fluffy and cute, you know? You're domesticated, young man.
Yeah. There's some people that like really take care of their cats, which good for you. But fuck, man, if that poor cat ever had to go in the wild.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to show you my cat's thumbs. So Draco, the white cat it's my girlfriend's cat. It's my cat too. He is a polydactyl cat, meaning he's a Hemingway cat. Hemingway meaning polydactyl. Hemingway was really fascinated with all these cats that grew an extra thumb. Have you ever heard of these before?
No way,
Bro. They're nuts. They'll have an extra thumb. So Draco's toes in total, he even has them on his like back paws as well. I think he has like 22 toes in total. No, 24 toes in total.
Jesus.
Because he's got like a double thing. But if you got like a double claw, he'll grip a tennis ball, bro. He'll just pull it up. It's insane. So he keeps up with the dog real well.
Damn.
I can see that.
And you say he's never killed anything?
Not to my knowledge.
Damn.
Not to my knowledge.
I wonder if that will increase or decrease the probability of them killing something in the wild.
If they have or haven't.
Like a wild cat, like if they had like an extra thumb or toe or whatever.
Oh yeah, mechanical advantage. They have to. Yeah, I bet he
kind of like
would.
A hawk, you know.
Right. I bet the large talons. I bet he would use his large talons for good. Some other cats though, I'm just like, dude, you're too domesticated.
I had a buddy who forgot to feed his cat one day, and his cat tried to kill him.
I believe it.
You know how?
I fully believe it.
How? When my buddy was sleeping, his cat decided to sit on his face, like suffocate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I believe it.
He woke up like, and the cat was on his face, and he was like, "You little motherfucker."
Can you imagine dying like that?
I'd
And then
be
people are just
mad.
like, well, they
He
just
forgot to feed his cat, so
Yeah.
his cat killed him.
he passed away in his sleep, and we found this cute cat. Come adopt him. Wow, the cat's a murderer.
A little murder cat,
Murder cat.
dude. It's
Did
good,
we just write the next great horror movie?
Yep.
Murder cat.
Murder cat.
Other pets I don't like too because they'll murder you. Chimpanzees, I would never get like a chimp, or like some birds are like really bad too. But pug dogs, I don't like pug dogs because they
Dude.
show their butts all the time. They're
Pug
assholes
owners.
always. But I saw this horrifying news story. It was a long time ago. Bro, this lady had I think she had 7 pugs, and then the pugs just ate her after she died.
That's
Just
wild.
devoured her. And I was just like, I don't think I'll ever have a pug again. Because other animals do that, but it's like,
So bright in here.
it is bright in here. There you are. It's
There
good
I
to see
am.
you again, bro.
Can I wear your helmet?
It's not my helmet. This is Q4's helmet.
Can I wear Q4's helmet?
It looks good on you. Oh, yeah. Give us a chant into victory.
Hi
Hi-ho. Hi-ho. It's up where we go.
This is Sparta. Oh man, I can't even wear my headphones.
I had to. You can tug them back.
Hello, America.
Hey, America. Jay, what's your Roman Empire? What do you think about most throughout the day?
Oh. Besides the actual Roman Empire?
Well, I mean, let's define the Roman Empire. I believe that was a fad back in the early 2000s where people would say, hey, what's your Roman Empire? And it was always, what do you think about most throughout the day? I don't know why that became a thing, as people would think about that.
Well, I think about the Roman Empire at least 5 times a day. I think about how brave their warriors were, and I think about the movie 300.
Hmm. That's your Roman Empire? You just think about dudes like that all day? I mean that like metaphorically speaking. Also, real quick, we got a comment here from Karen Zilla. Karen Zilla. That's a bold name there. I like it. Thank you for letting us know. We'll turn the volume up a little bit. She said volume is a bit quiet compared to other YouTube videos. Just FYI. Thank you, Karen Zilla. You're not a Karen Zilla at all. You're a Karen carer. Thanks, Karen.
Anyways, so the Roman Empire for me is probably
what do you think about most days?
Probably the band Slipknot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about Slipknot?
My favorite part about Slipknot is how fucking crazy they are. Fucking rock and roll. I like how they have this one dude specifically just to hit a fucking barrel. That's his job. Fucking hits a barrel all fucking day.
It's a good gig. How bet he gets paid a lot?
Yeah.
He's got healthcare and dental?
Probably not. What about you, man? Oh, you said the Bulls?
No, I was kidding about the Bulls Roman Empire thing. Maybe not. I don't know. I do think about that a lot, though. It was a pretty cool time. No, my Roman Empire, most things I think about. I worry about American politics sometimes.
American politics. What's your favorite thing about American politics?
I don't have a favorite thing about American politics. Honestly, I loathe it. I loathe American politics.
Whoa. He didn't mean that, America. Please don't cancel us.
I do. I saw a meme the other day, and it really struck a chord with me. It was like, it was talking about people who are very passionately following certain political candidates, and they go, it's the same thing as believing that the stripper really does indeed like you, and they want to be with you.
What do you mean?
Dude,
Diamond really actually likes me.
Do you really think Diamond cares for you? Do you, Jay? I hate to break it to you, bro.
But I gave her all this money. What do you mean?
No, well, that's what she wants. that's what politicians.
She
want
called
too.
me baby and everything.
Well, so will politicians. They'll baby you. I don't know. I'm really. It does keep me up at night though. That is, probably my Roman Empire. At least nowadays. Usually it's like goofy reruns of stuff or fucking. You know me. You've seen my creative bank. It's weird bike stuff. But no, I'm worried about politics now. I wasn't sure if we were talking. Said no politics this episode, but.
No, let's talk about him. Let's talk about Trump getting shot in the ear.
It's pretty wild. I mean, it's and you know, I'm so undecided right now, bro. That like, I feel
conspiracy or not conspiracy. Yes or no, and then elaborate.
No comment.
Oh my God.
No.
I think huge conspiracy on my end.
I don't think the CIA should have the kid could have even gotten through the window of that place. It's a weird thing. The Secret Service is a really wild thing because they have to keep coverage of every former president as well. Like if you're a president for the rest of your life, you have Secret Service looking after you. So like they totally let that down, you know, like it was an important thing that they needed, especially like running for president again. Like they really should have had that down. It's weird that the kid was in a BlackRock video. Totally weird, which is probably why the American dream is dead. Thanks, BlackRock. Fuck, I love living in America. You can say that. No, dude, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I hope not. I hope like it's never a good thing. I'm going to say that first and foremost.
Didn't they
that
kill the kid right afterwards? Political
violence is never a good thing for anyone. You want to talk about Franz Ferdinand like kicking off World War I, dude? Like that's how close we were.
Pretty much.
That's really close, dude. That's so fucked.
What do you think would have happened if they actually, if he actually would have gotten hit?
Fucking World War III, bro.
You think so?
I really genuinely do. And not to like invoke political violence, but like by any means, but you know, there's some crazy left wing, there's some crazy right wing people that like dude, some shit would pop off. If not World War III, at least a civil war.
Did you hear how Ukraine was invading Russia earlier?
I try not to keep up with it. All my tax money's going to it, so that's...
You should keep up with it if your tax monies are going to it.
Dude. Yeah, because it's not going to my backyard where I look at every day. Yep. So no, dude. What do you think? I mean, what's your political stance this year? I'm undecided. I think Kennedy, but what do you think?
I think it was a complete fucking inside job.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Didn't they kill the kid right afterwards?
Oh, bro, they sniped him out.
Shot. Exactly. Yeah. So what? No questions asked later. Instead of taking him in like they do most criminals, try to keep him alive.
You can't do that. That's stupid. You're not going to take him peacefully from that far away. Honestly, bro, and you know the other thing that I do condone the Secret Service on is keeping it hush hush. It's good that you keep it hush hush because there's some fucking stupid people out there. It's monkey see, monkey do kind of thing.
But how do you keep that hush hush when it was on national television?
I think a lot of the behind the scenes stuff you keep hush hush. You know, as much as you can break it down and dissect it, they're gonna dissect what the American people saw.
Mm-hmm.
Everything behind the scenes, they're probably not gonna show, and for good reason. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to like showcase violence throughout the world. It's never the answer.
But we do thing. Though. America does.
Sure, we do.
Literally throughout the world.
Yeah.
Except for what happens in America.
Right. No, it's a nutty thing, dude. It's a really nutty thing. I don't know. I mean, did that event affect your political stance by any means?
No. I don't. It affected some people's political stance. It didn't affect mine.
Yeah.
I still think all candidates are fucking trash.
Sure. Like I said, it's a stripper who says they care about you. They don't care. They don't care at all. I mean, where do you lean? Are you more red? You more blue? If you don't mind me asking, you can also say next question.
I'm just like most people in my situation. I don't fucking know right now. You know what I mean? Because before. And I'm going to be bold and say that I'm speaking for a lot of people right now. Like, before all the candidates were trash, and now the candidates are still trash. It's like that South Park episode of, like, picking between a douchebag and a turd.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that shit. Like, why, you know, it's the best of both evils, I guess.
You know, and it's sad, too, because for a long time, people haven't been like so gung-ho about like one candidate, you know what I mean? Where it's like, this guy's really gonna like do the job, and like the majority of the people vote for that person, you know? People haven't felt that in a while, and it's such a divide throughout the country, and it's sad, you know? You know, sometimes it's good to have a kind of a landslide vote of like, most of the people think this guy's like got the goods, you know? But the country's so divided right now, you know. Dude, my political stance, not to get too political, but we're getting political. I'm so purple. I'm so purple that it hurts because I can see from both sides, and I get both sides. And I get where, you know, the Republican Party is trying to bring more power to the states to let the states decide their fate of how they want to operate. Because states are, you know, they're pretty much countries to the United States. You know what I mean? Each one has its own individual needs and its own personality. So they need to make up their own, which makes our personal, like our statewide vote more important, but people don't follow that as much.
And to a point to what you're saying, people need to get involved more into their local government. Not like, so whoever wins this next fucking election, half of what they do isn't going to affect my everyday life. Mm-hmm. You know what is going to affect my everyday life? Something that like the alderman does, something that the mayor does, something that like, you know, our councilman does. That's going to affect my everyday life.
Right.
A lot of people they don't participate in local government a lot because the media doesn't tell you to. They tell you to like vote on like, you know, the president and shit like that.
Right.
Meanwhile, everybody who's actually making decisions for your everyday life, they're not being involved, and they're just getting put on, you know, these fucking places or whatever without anybody's knowledge, you know, like who's running for alderman right now? Who's running for the next mayor? Like nobody fucking knows, but they
Right.
know who exactly is, running for the next president next term
Right.
because that's what the media wants you to see. But
If you want to affect your own personal your backyard, it's got to start local.
then start in your backyard.
Local, for
Like,
sure.
last president, half of the things they did didn't affect my everyday life. But guess what?
Bro, really?
Whoever the
Fucking
alderman was,
Every
yeah,
day, every part of mine.
I don't know.
Do you feel let down by the Democratic Party this year? In the past couple of
In
years?
the past couple of terms, bro, I mean, personally, like, I haven't. And again, going back, the only person that gave me a stimulus check was Donald Trump. I don't know. Still don't care for the guy, but you want to talk facts? Let's talk facts.
Let's talk facts. I do feel let down by the Democratic Party. I really do. I voted for Biden because I didn't want Trump. I thought, I was like, at the end of his reign, I was like, no, this is a little wacky. Granted, I will give Trump this. The economy was fucking booming before COVID hit. It was doing really well. A lot of things were made in America. It was cool. There was a lot of homegrown stuff happened, which is really cool. But yeah, COVID happened. I think when I did vote for Biden, thinking I was like, there does need to be some restructure, in America now. But I feel totally let down by him. Like the whole migrant situation, dude. Like it did affect my personal life a lot. I for a while I was working for a company that did a lot of nonprofit stuff through the Chicago park districts, and all these kids who were like in need of the park districts, like we were growing up, you would go there as and that was your summer care. You know what I mean? Like your parents would go off and work, would be at summer camp. That's your exposure to going to see culture in the city and benefiting from it. You got fed when you're at the park districts, and to see all of those getting taken over by migrants was so heartbreaking because it did affect my personal life. Because you'd walk outside in the streets of Chicago, another kid died today. Well, where was this kid? Oh, he was without opportunity. The kid didn't have a job. He was doing this or that. He could have been at this park district. He could have been working a summer job. But all these things are just getting ripped out from Americans left and right. And I stand for the black and brown communities, but they're the ones getting affected the most right now, especially in Chicago, dude. And it's really sad to see a bunch of people who didn't come here the right way to kind of take advantage of that system. Like I've talked to friends who are immigrants but they did it the right way, man. They went in, they did the tests, they registered, they showed identification before coming here. And it's just really fucked up because, like, dude, even my car that got stolen, I got gotten by the Kia boys. You know what the cop told me that night that it got stolen? He goes, I don't know if it makes you feel better, but at least here's a stat for you. He goes, the night that your car got stolen, over 400 cars were stolen in the city of Chicago alone.
Really?
Just in the city of Chicago, over 400 cars.
That same night.
That same night.
That's crazy.
Do you know what happens to these kids who steal them?
What?
Nothing, because the fucking police are overrun by a migrant shelter now. They have other shit to deal with. Like it's I feel really let down by the Democratic Party that like they're not enforcing this kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about all the cameras that they have in the world, bro. I got when my car got stolen, 4 tickets, 4 speeding and like red light violation tickets.
Jesus.
I'm like, you have that many cameras and you can identify where my car is, but you can't bust the guys who are stealing it, who are in all of those photos. I'm like, make it make sense.
It's
you
because
know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of power was taken away from the police.
Yeah, it totally was. It totally was.
Like now you can't cops aren't allowed to like act on like a crime unless they get called upon it or something like that. I don't know what the exact rule was, but I heard something like that.
And I get that too, you know, and I don't again, I come from a cop family. I'm proud of that. But at the same time though, like to look at it from other people's perspectives, there should be more hands-off policing. Unless if it's the big head honchos, you need to send the fucking feds after those guys. I'm so serious when I say that. But on small scale, dude, no. There should be more CCT stuff where it's like you can track license plates, you can track faces via CCT, or was it CCT or CCTV, and you know what I mean though? It's just like it's little shit like that that like you just like, and there should be less hands off because police were really bad to people. They really were, dude. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's great that everyone's, you know, got a camera on them now. You know, everyone, you could see people enforcing the law or breaking the law firsthand. And it's important. So I don't know. I think there needs to be a shift in that as well. The way they shift how we police all of our states, because it's not good, dude. You're closing schools and you're opening prisons, or not even locking people up who need to be in prison.
Yeah, I think Illinois in general, Chicago is like one of the biggest like corrupt cities.
For sure.
In the
Bro, did you see
country,
Rod Blagojevich singing fucking Jailhouse Rock? Bro, he was at fucking, I forgot what fest he was at. It was some street fest recently, singing Jailhouse Rock. Rod Blagojevich, you familiar?
Yeah, I know who that guy is.
Fucking, what a douche. Like that, like that's literally just corruption, just laughing at everybody there.
Dude.
That's so fucked. That's
fucking
so
crazy,
fucked.
man.
It's so fucked. But
yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, do you have a political preference going forward for this election?
Nah, dude. They all suck.
Yeah. You know, one guy that like I gave an ear to was Robert Kennedy Jr., who apparently is endorsed by Joe Rogan. Apparently, shout out Joe Rogan, love you. Also, I don't know if that was the case. I think he just spoke highly of him and he had him on his show or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but
You think we can get him on the show? Just kidding.
I wish. Are you familiar with Robert Kennedy Jr. at all?
Yeah.
I think he's really cool. I think he's got like, you know, he's an environmentalist, which is awesome. Like you would win the state of Ohio without a doubt if you had that guy on the ballot. He was like a young guy, like going after all these big companies that were polluting the waterways, sued the shit out of them and like gave all of the money to like the fishermen of that area that were affected by it. He also is like very like anti-corporation that are sponsoring both political parties. I forgot what comedian said this, but they're like, yeah, most political figures should have like a NASCAR jacket where it's got all the people that are paying them, you know, sponsored on it. You know what I mean? So you really know who's kind of pulling the strings. What's kind of cool about Kennedy though is like he's so against that, and the whole Kennedy family was kind of cool and hip and very America about that. But for him to pull away from both parties and identify as an independent is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that's maybe what our country needs right now is where you have everyone so divided. To have someone like him in, it would be cool. But I get why people don't like him too at the same time.
Why not?
So, I heard this thing on I think it was NBC earlier. They were talking about like he did a weird thing where I think he was in upstate New York and somebody like hit a bear with their car or something. And he like was gonna like take the bear that like it died and he was gonna like, you know, skin it or like eat the bear or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he was gonna do with it. But then he realized that like he couldn't, and I think he ditched the bear in like Central Park or something, which is kind of a weird thing. I don't know. It was like the start of a great Teddy Roosevelt kind of story, but then it just turned South Central Park real quick. That was a reason I think people didn't like him, but also too like his voice box is kind of fucked. Like he kind of sounds like a faulty auxiliary cord, and
Too much cocaine.
It was. I think he did some he had Kennedy money, dog. You know, so and that's the other thing where it's just like, you might want someone a little more squeaky clean than that. But also, the dude's fit. He's fit as a fiddle. I was watching. Can we pull it up? Can we pull up Robert Kennedy Jr. shirtless? The dude's fit for like, he's like bigger than Hugh Jackman fit, I would say. And but also at the same time, like, you want to talk about a cool leader, like, dude, if you got a guy who can do 10 pull-ups, I'd give that guy a vote. Most of our presidents now are incredibly old. They have a hard time lifting up their pants. I know this is weird. Just type in Robert Kennedy shirtless. Dude, he's fit. Can we pull that up on the screen for everybody tuning in? Bro, he's on like a Bowflex. Like, that's who I want in office. A guy like that who like is like ripped out of his mind, who's wearing like Uncle Sam ripped pants, and like a bald eagle comes and lands on his forearm. Which is funny because he was falconing that weekend of the bear incident. This might be the guy, guys. I don't know. Derrick Rose wasn't the guy for Chicago.
There you go.
No, Derrick Rose is the guy for Chicago. Justin Fields wasn't the guy for Chicago. Is this our guy?
It's a commercial.
Oh, it's a commercial.
Let me play this real quick.
I feel gritty.
I think it's him doing like.
I feel blurry. I'm itchy.
I gotta lay off the pre-workout.
I've got jaundice. Sorry.
Oh man.
Fucking hate commercials.
All right.
Fucking doing push-ups.
All right, rip that suit off, bro.
This a
See,
body even Rocky would admire. Though Robert F. Kennedy Jr. didn't do one-handed push-ups,
Let's go.
the workout he posted was captioned, "Getting in shape for my debates with President Biden." Though no such debates or even push-up contests are yet in the works,
That is our
a
president.
fitness coach also posted a video showing
Sleepy
RFK Jr. bench pressing. The number of views has soared
Dude, he's
up
fit,
into the
you know?
millions. Wow.
That's what I liked about
Dude is
Michelle
jacked.
Obama. I was like,
Mr.
she,
Kennedy
like, she's
looks
getting
pretty
kids
ripped.
back into
Sure, he
fitness
was
again. It's a
mocked
good
from
thing.
his outfit, but in skinny jeans to the size
I
of
don't
the
know.
weights.
He's
a
also, I think
12-year-old
another
lifts
reason people
more
don't
than
like
that.
him is he's very much a conspiracy kind of guy, which I kind of like. I do like that people question things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta start doing that more as a society.
Like, you got the New World Order here telling you how it is, but like, how many people do you have being like, well, really? is that really how it is? You know? Because he questions that. He questioned a lot of the COVID stuff, which I think turned off a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the medical field. Shout out to our sponsors, Pfizer. He questioned a lot of that. He also questioned a lot of 9/11 stuff, especially like George Bush's involvement into that 9/11, kind of how he profited off a lot of it. So, I don't know. Personally, I like somebody who questions some stuff. Kind of shakes up the status quo. You get someone who's like not like tied by the NRA or fucking this gas company or whatever it may be. So, I don't know. I think it's cool. It would be a refreshing breath of fresh air, but I think he might scare the children.
Oh. Fuck children.
He's got an interesting story though. I don't know. I also sympathize. I relate too because I'm named after a Kennedy.
Oh.
I've told you this before. I'm a John as well. Because I think I just told everybody your secret identity, and I'm
Damn,
really
bro.
sorry.
Dude, you're Batman.
I'm gonna hide behind this rubber chicken. I'm Chicken Man now.
I'm Batman.
I am Chicken Man.
We'll use that as a distraction.
I overcame my biggest fear.
America.
Which was chicken feet. I never wanted to eat chicken feet when I was a kid. And then I inherited a large inheritance from my political family. And then I decided to be chicken feet man.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, Batman. But
do you have a favorite character you like to play?
Personally?
Yeah.
Myself. I really like playing myself. I like being genuinely myself.
You like playing Jack?
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper.
I like playing I like playing Fantasy Jack, I think maybe the most. I like being the fun, weird clown that I am. I'm in my Lou Jacobs chapter of my life. So I like being the guy who goes to Ren fairs and the guy who like makes cool costumes and builds weird shit. That's maybe my favorite part about it. Character wise, Batman's super fun. Shout out to my partner Jasmine Richmond. I love you. Moments of Magic Chicago. She's given me a lot of cool opportunities to do a lot of costume character stuff. So I like being Batman a lot. Batman's super fun. You can be mysterious, but also playing the whole role of Batman is cool because he's kind of got quite a persona to him. He wears two masks, Bruce Wayne and Batman. But dude, yeah, I think yeah, that's probably it.
If I could play a character, I'd be Kirby.
Be Kirby?
Yeah.
Who's Kirby? Oh, the
little
Smash Bros.
Little fucking ball, little pink ball that eats everything.
You want to suck things in and poop them out?
In a way, yeah. I like eating food.
Your inhalation is probably your superpower,
yeah.
Arguably.
I can inhale a lot of greenery.
Well, so did Michael Phelps. He's the most decorated athlete, baby. He's a superhero. But no, superhero. It's fun. I think the disassociation of performance is fun. You're asking about what I like to play. I like to play myself, but I also again like to play like weird fictitious characters. I'm working on a character right now. It's just Skeleton Jack. It's just me. It's just like this spooky skeleton.
So like Jack Skellington.
Not essentially, Jack.
But Skeleton Jack.
Skeleton Jack. Yeah.
Not Jack Skellington.
Not Jack Skellington. It's Skeleton Jack. Perhaps. It's just me in skeleton form, doing weird stuff. The Critical Mass bike ride is coming up pretty soon, and I think I'm going to unveil my new variation of Skeleton Jack, which is just going to be me on a trike. And I got a cool playlist on Spotify ready to go. And I plan on attaching maybe like a fog machine, a bubble machine to my bike and having some fun. You want to join me this month?
Probably.
We've been planning this for the last 4 months now. We got to have one, dude.
Yeah.
But no, it's a fun character to play. But I think scaring the kids is fun, you know. Being a goofball is fun. Is there a character that you want to play ever?
Other than Kirby, I don't know. Probably Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah?
My favorite stoner character other than Cheech and Chong.
Hey, I know a guy with a mystery. We can make it happen.
Dude. You ever worked any unusual jobs?
Dude, I've had too many unusual jobs.
Shit, man. What was the most unusual?
I've define unusual. I've done anything in the food industry. I've done anything in painting. I've done construction. I've done a little bit of everything. A lot of weird performance stuff.
You know how to eat fire?
I do know how to eat fire.
Holy fuck!
I do. I've gotten a couple cool gigs with that. That was a strange one. So I learned how to swallow fire early in my entertainment career. Thanks, YouTube. No, honestly, you could learn anything through YouTube. And it was cool. And it's a very simple way to do it. I learned how to swallow fire by making like a torch, and you would use Everclear, which you can find at Binny's Beverage Depot for all the Chicagoans out there. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably worth not drinking. Don't drink it. It's not good. It is literally flammable. It is flammable. If you've ever been to a frat party back in your party days, you probably experienced Everclear, and that's why you don't remember that night. That's why you made all those bad decisions. Everclear is just sheer grain alcohol. And if you load it in like a cotton swab or like a cotton or a cloth, anything, you can ignite it kind of like a tiki torch, if you will. But the illusion, though, is you would ignite it and then put your mouth around it. And when your mouth is enclosed in it, it cuts off all the oxygen and makes you look like you swallowed fire. Don't try that at home, kids. Do your research, though.
Try it at home.
Don't try it at home. Do not try it at home. But then I dated somebody who taught me how to spit fire, and I always make the joke that I was always swallowing, and she taught me how to spit. Haktua. And it's fun. Spitting is a lot of fun. You got to do it outdoors. It's way more dangerous. Actually, I'd maybe argue is maybe equally as dangerous, because if you swallow fire, you can if you inhale, you're gonna burn your esophagus. You're just gonna burn your insides, and you could die from it very easily. So again, I'm so serious. Don't try it at home, kids. That sounds dangerous. Super dangerous. So you exhale when you put it in your mouth, and when you do that, it blows out, and then it's in your mouth. But when you spit fire, you need a torch of probably just like kerosene. You can use like a tiki torch if you want. But then the fluid that you spit out has got to be a specific kind of fluid. It's a white paraffin oil. A lot of like oils used for camping and stuff like that. You can find it at Target. You can find it at Walmart, stuff like that. White paraffin oil. And you put it in your mouth, and you put it kind of like in the front of your gums. And like when a whale surfaces and they they make that splash, you essentially have to make that with your mouth over the fire. And in doing so, it creates a perfect combination from oil to oxygen, and it'll ignite the entire flame and send the whole thing ablaze, which is kind of cool, because if you just hold a lighter up to the paraffin oil alone, it's not combustible.
Oh shit!
But if you have like a cotton or a torch or whatever, then it will burn that and feed off the oil. But with that mixture of oxygen, though, do your science, kids. It's really fun. It's super cool, and I was very blessed to learn how to do it. I grew up idolizing Gene Simmons and watching circus performers do it, and I always wanted to do it, and it's a fucking rock star thing. Jay, I'm not kidding when I say this. My penis grew at least a half an inch that night when I learned how to do it. And I needed some.
I became a man.
Well, I'm still working on that.
I'm halfway there. One of my balls dropped. I'm still waiting for the other one too.
I'm really waiting for pubic hair for Christmas. Santa, if you're listening, I can use some help.
It's like that South Park episode.
But it's a cool thing. If you ever want to learn how to spit fire, I would love to teach you. It's very easy, and it's cool because you wear a lot of leather, and you just and you do it in a safe space. I'm going to urge that to anyone listening. Don't do it alone if you don't know what you're doing, because you will in fact hurt yourself. But before I would suggest to anyone who would be mildly interested in it, I would tell them to look up a photo of a burn victim before you do. And I'm so serious when I say that. Look up the photo of a burn victim before you even try to attempt to spit fire. Really think about if you really want to do it or not, because it can really ruin somebody's life. So be serious about it, but do it safely if you learn how to do it. Although I just told YouTube how to do it.
So worst case scenario, you look like that one guy from Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing, Oh no! Oh, Johnny Flame? No. Chris Evans was way hotter, and I don't mean that in like the temperature sense. It's a hot sense. That's a hot chicken.
Oh yeah.
But it's a fun thing to learn. I'd love to teach you, bro. That would be cool if to go up on stage, and you're a guitarist, obviously, and go up and do it. And
let's fucking spit out some fire, burn my crowd real quick.
It's a fun thing to learn.
That's what you get for not cheering for my third song, bitch.
Have you ever been Hawk Tour?
Hawk Tour.
Have you ever been to the full moon jams that they have up at Foster Beach?
Yeah, those are dope. And there's usually somebody like fucking spinning fire around and shit.
Fire poi, and they got the wands and all that.
It's fucking dope.
That's what's really cool about Chicago is you have all these pop-up groups like that that'll do fun stuff throughout.
I'll go into my werewolf form and then just head up the beach.
Werewolf form?
Yep.
If you were a horror creature, what horror creature would you be?
I'd be Dracula.
That's a good one.
'Cause he lives forever.
Yeah.
And he's got a good reason to be annoyed.
Yeah. There's plenty of silver bullets flying around Chicago if you chose werewolf. That's probably not a good one. All right. Yeah, Dracula's cool. And he's a romantic, too.
Although I probably wouldn't live in Chicago if I was a werewolf. I'd go to, like, Michigan or something.
Yeah, some open spaces, right? You don't need to live on top of people.
Go to Seattle.
Can you imagine getting busted being a vampire? Like, this is awkward.
Oh, shit.
Gotta change my identity again. Here we go.
You outlived the landlord. What the fuck are you still doing here? This is your 5th landlord. Something's up with this guy.
Wait, you're saying the vampire has a landlord? Dude, if the vampire has a landlord, he ain't doing it right.
I mean, think about it. He has to hide from the regular people, so he has to fit in. He's got to live that city life for a little bit.
I don't know, bro. I think vampires make vampire money. You know what I mean? Vampires got fuck you money. If you live for that long, you're telling me you wouldn't be able to like sneak into a bank and like perform the greatest bat heist ever?
I would have just invested in Apple a long time ago.
True.
And lived so long to get all those investments.
There's probably plenty of vampires. There are a lot of vampires in the stock market.
Sheesh.
Vampires, that's a good one. Dracula. I'd probably pick the same. I couldn't picture any other one. You know, Creature from the Black Lagoon is pretty cool, though. That was one of my favorite ones growing up, like the classic black and white movie. Partially just the shots for its time were really cool. But he's just kind of living in his own world, you know what I mean? He's just like chasing chicks in bikinis and like swimming around. He's kind of the king of his own domain. He's a cool one. Because I think that's a good, we were talking about personality questions earlier, and I know we're both, horror fans, and we that's a good way to know somebody's personality. But I think a real good way to identify someone's personality, because not everyone's a Halloween person like we are. The question is, what 3 Muppets do you identify with the most? And we can open up to Sesame Street too, if you want. I think that's really how you get to know somebody.
Kermit the Frog, Oscar the Grouch, and let's see, what's the third Muppet?
And give us an explanation why. Kermit the Frog and why? Oscar and why?
Kermit the Frog, he's just like some silly dude, and then Oscar the Grouch because he hates everyone. I'd be like, scram, kids. I can't wait to get old and own a house with a lawn, and I'll put fun attractions on it just so I can say, get out of my lawn, fucking kids.
You would put attractions in it just to lure them in and then chase them out again?
Get out of my lawn, stupid kids.
Sheesh. You might be on a neighborhood watch, bro. Who's the third one then?
I'm trying to
One of the humans who lives in Sesame Street, just hangs out on the porch all day?
Fuck.
That's a good answer. I mean, that would explain a lot.
Fuck. Let me see. I don't think I know a third Muppet.
Can I give you one?
Yeah.
I think you're a lot like Floyd Peppers.
Who's Floyd Peppers?
Floyd Peppers was in Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Sheesh.
He's the guitarist who's kind of like, yeah, man, well, But he's named after Pink Floyd and Sgt. Pepper's. That's how they
Floyd
got the name
Peppers.
Floyd Peppers.
I can see myself a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, dude.
When you're a couple joints
Theo
deep, though, you're
thing.
Zoot.
Who's that?
Zoot's he's the wind. Well, I think he's a trumpet player. He's a wind instrument guy. But he's 3 sheets to the wind. Some may argue. We could pull him up.
Let me see. Now I'm curious.
Floyd Peppers is pretty hip, though. Floyd Peppers is about the rock and roll lifestyle. Well, they all are, of course. Shout out to Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Personally, I would love to have you guys on the show. I know Jay would like to have you guys on the show too. Please come join us sometime. Is that you, bro?
That's Mr. Floyd Peppers.
Floyd Peppers,
Oh yeah, that looks like some. That looks like me.
right?
In like 10 years, lose all my hair,
I think he was based on the
dye my beard.
drummer of Fleetwood Mac. I think that's how he got his look. So that's a good one. I can see Kermit the Frog. You're a leader. You want to give a good platform for your friends. It's a good one. Oscar the Grouch. You could be a little grouchy sometimes. You know.
Scram.
You smoke so many little green nuggets. You're gonna start turning into a little green nugget.
Might as well be a green nugget at this point.
And then what was your fourth or your third?
Oscar the Grouch.
Was it Oscar or Zoot or Floyd Peppers?
It was just Kermit the Frog and Oscar the Grouch, and you said it was Floyd Peppers.
Or one of the humans on the front porch.
Or one of the humans on the front porch. Who are the humans on the front porch?
I think a guy's name was Michael. I think he's the big guy, the most famous one. Talk about a gig, man. That'd be cool. Be like, I'm just gonna chill at 567 Sesame Street. It's a good gig.
I'd be the Snuffleupagus.
Oh, I could see that. Snuffleupagus. That's a good one.
Who's that guy?
Beaker?
No,
Beaker. No, you're not a Beaker.
Oh god, that's scary.
Ugh.
That's not
No,
good at all.
Yeah, you're not a Beaker. You're maybe the who's the scientist that works with Beaker though? I forgot his name. Might be a little variation of him. I think I found out why our relationship works so well, Jay.
Why is that?
Because you're a Kermit the Frog kind of guy, and I'm a Fozzie Bear kind of guy.
Whoa.
Right?
Who's Fozzie Bear?
Bro, you don't know Fozzie Bear?
Is it that guy?
Fozzie Bear is he's Kermit the Frog's sidekick, and he is a stand-up comedian. I personally find Fozzie Bear hilarious, but a lot of people don't think he's very funny. He's got a lot of puns, a lot of dry humor.
I think you mean Miss Piggy.
Bro, I ain't no Miss Piggy. Where's my latte? I might be a little bit of a Miss Piggy.
Who's Fozzie Bear?
I can't deny that. She's a show
Let me
woman.
see Fozzie Bear.
Waka Waka. I've actually been told by many friends that I'm a Fozzie Bear. Fozzie wasn't very Fozzie, was he?
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
But Fozzie's hilarious.
Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't so fuzzy.
So he's probably my first. I think my second favorite Muppet that I identify with, it's gotta be Dr. Teeth of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. You dig? Yeah.
He's this guy.
Cool. He's the fun front man of the band, and he's Mr. Personality.
That guy's cool.
He's also dated a lot of beautiful female rock stars and a lot of models. Dr. Teeth is the man. He's got a cool logo as well. And I think the third Muppet I would choose Sweetums. I'm 150% Sweetums, because Sweetums was like the full body costume with like the large moving mouth, and Sweetums is a little scary. Sweetums is loud. he's like sometimes like comes off as angry, but he's really good intentioned, you know.
But
and
in
I feel
reality,
like
he's that guy.
Who's that?
Sweetums, but in a cute version.
Yeah. Oh, is that Baby Sweetums?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I identify with Sweetums a lot. He's scary, but I'm very mild mannered, and I'm a very big sweetheart. And I do like to swing a club around. That's one of my favorite hobbies to do.
Yeah, that's what I call mine too.
Your club, my Billy Club.
Anyways,
but that's a good personality
enough talk
question.
about my penis.
Yeah. That's a good personality question, I think, to ask your friends. What 3 Muppets do you identify with the most? Well, since we're not doing a show rated for kids, do you have a name for your member?
No, but I think I could probably come up with one right now. I'm not gonna call him Johnson because that's too generic.
Johnson's good. Bronsonville Johnsonville Bron.
I don't know, man.
Bro, you don't know?
No,
you don't even have a name for it.
No, I gotta come up with one now.
Bro, you need to get more in tune with your body. Have you tried naked high yoga?
I have not tried naked high yoga.
Bro, can I turn you on to some stuff? Do yoga in like a room where the sun's kicking in, and it's gonna sound weird. Just do naked yoga. Let the sun shine where it doesn't shine all the time. You know what I mean? And you're gonna find parts of your inner self that like you never knew existed, and it's a cool thing to get in touch. You'll have a name for your pecker in no time.
I call it my one-eyed Willie.
That's from the Goonies, bro. Never say die.
Oh,
One-eyed Willie. That's a good
everything's taken already.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but also too like
I call it my funky monkey.
Funky Monkey. That's a good one. Now, here's a better personality question. If you had a noise or a song that would go off every time you ejaculated, what song would it be?
Fuck, what was that one with the fucking
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Tonight.
There you go.
But just the drum part?
Just that one drum part, yep. You know what I mean? I don't want you guys to imagine it, but just imagine it.
I mean, the build-up is maybe the foreplay of it, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's that 1 minute and a half, and then right as you go, and you just explode.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. It's a long song, too.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good enough time. Yeah. They don't call me the Minuteman for nothing. Wait.
Here, Jay. Here's a chicken you could go ah! You really
That's
like
about
that.
how long it lasts.
What if it was just that noise?
I was thinking the other day, like, what weird fucking faces do we make during intercourse? You know what I mean? Like, you're over here just having the time of your life, and you're not even caring. It's like, sometimes I'll, like, stop myself, and I'll be like, wait, why am I making this weird face?
Right? Like, never in my life do I ever give a stiff upper lip until now.
And the noises people make, it's like so random.
I mean, yeah. You know, here's a thought too. I've heard a lot of women. I hate to break this news to a lot of gentlemen, but I'm gonna break it to you guys.
Uh-oh.
A lot of women are louder in bed, not because they feel like being louder in bed, because they know it affects your ego a little bit. I'm victim to it too. You know, they're not always as loud as naturally they might be.
Whoa.
How do we I mean, is that breaking news?
So you're telling me they fake it?
Sometimes.
What the fuck?
A lot of times, most of the time to some people. But now here's the thing.
This whole time I thought I was putting in all the good work.
Like, are you vocal? Are you vocal when you're putting in the work?
Not really. There's like a grunt here and there, but like I wouldn't say I go all out. I wouldn't say I scream.
I mean, why not though? Why not?
It's just not naturally how I act.
Well,
not saying that that's not. I don't know. I guess if some people do it, that's fine. But I don't. I mean, because if you're comparing how they scream compared to like if you were to scream or something, it's like.
Don't you think that your partner would want to hear? I made my fella scream last night. I think they would. Squeal, no. Scream, hoot and holler for sure.
It'd be more like a grunt.
Grunt like a caveman. Like Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I think you should let them know though. If especially if they're doing a lot of the work, you gotta because a lot of intimacy is being verbal. To relate my days back to Talk Sex with Sue. Thanks, Talk Sex with Sue. R.I.P.
She died. Just kidding.
See, now that's the thing. I had this Mandela effect as well. I was like, I thought she was still alive. But there were 2 sex therapists. I think there was Talk Sex with Ruth, who just died. But then Talk Sex with Sue Johansson was another sex therapist. I think people confuse the two. I thought it was Mandela effect too, folks.
But I'm just.
Sheesh. But it's good to be verbal. You know what I mean? You let them know, hey, this is working. This is really great. Or don't do that.
Yeah.
It's good.
That goes back to just communication, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, communicating.
It's not only an intimate moment, but it's a vulnerable moment for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And to be vulnerable and honest, to say what you feel, don't drop the L word so easily, but you know what I mean? Maybe drop the L word.
What do you feel on people that get attached real easily? Like they'll go on a date with you and want to move in with you afterwards?
It's important to wait. From personal experience, it's just good to know people before you start dating them, because it is easier to drop that L-bomb earlier than later. Because if you know somebody before you start dating them, really get to know them at a personal level, it's like having a 3-month free subscription. You know what I mean? You get to know if they're psychotic or not. And then when they pass that test, then if you start dating, then it's a bit more of them. You've known them for longer. You've known them while dating you. You've known them outside of dating you, and that's kind of a cool way to judge it.
What
about you?
What's a good time period you think that people should wait, or how long do you think before the other person exposes themselves to being crazy? Because everyone's a little crazy. You know what I mean?
Crazy. You should just let it out in the first month. You know what I mean? I've been on dates in the past where I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I like to drink whiskey. I'm like, do you want to do a shot of whiskey? Because I'm a little nervous right now. I'm new in the game or whatever. Let them know how you live. Let them see your living space. Let them see your pile of laundry or whatever. Let them know that you're a fucking human and not this perfect angel, because nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? I think Aerosmith said it best. You can't say baby without it being a year. Don't say maybe date a year. But also, then again, some people they'll date for 4 or 5 months and they're like, this is the one. You know what I mean? I don't think there is any rule to it. I think you can read each situation for what it is. Love's a strong word, and it's not something to be dropped lightly. You know what I mean? You really got to mean it. You can love some, and also there's variations of love too. You know what I mean? I love you, bro. I told you that earlier before we started the show. But loving someone is different than being in love.
I was gonna say that's 2 different things. Yeah.
Because you can love somebody, you can lust somebody, and you can.
That's also true.
In love with somebody. There's other things you can fuck people. You can fuck somebody. That's part of lust. But there's different variations to it, and I don't think there's any. You kind of got to just go.
Do you think one night stands are different for women than are for men?
Yeah, because women have more. Women have more of a connection, which I value. I think that's an important thing. They have more of an intimate connection with men. It's more than just casual sex. To some folks, I don't want to speak for everybody. But then again, like, I also know some dudes who are just like, I'm really into her and I really want more, but like, I didn't get a call back, or, so I think it goes both ways, but I think more men are probably more barbaric to have one night stands in a month and not think anything of it. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's different when a man cheats on a woman rather than when a woman cheats on a man?
Cheating's cheating. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Too many people have gotten too heartbroken from that. Just say don't do it. I will say that it's easier for women to cheat than it is for men to cheat. I think that's a bold statement, but I'd die on that hill saying that. I think a young, attractive lady can go out and get sex easier than guys can.
Probably, most likely. Honestly, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Right. Like, guys can't just like run out to any bar and like be like, oh my god, I need a drink, and like
what we were talking about the other day, like the Hawk Tuah girl.
Right.
If a guy said something like that, it'd be like, whoa, get away from me, you fucking weirdo.
Right.
But because she said it, no, well.
Like, there's different social standards between men and women. It's good to challenge both of them, though. You know what I mean? Not the cheating part, but the other parts of it.
I challenge you guys to cheat today.
No, don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. We can't tell America to do bad things, Jay. Stop telling America to do bad things.
But that's kind of our thing. I tell them to do the bad things. You tell them to do good things.
No. Don't do that.
See, it's working.
Don't do that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just break it off. It's not even worth it. No, I think there's different standards. Do you like when women shoot their shot?
Yes. Just because as a guy, you don't get that too much. You know what I mean? It's more, the expectation is for, like, if you like the girl, you kind of go and, like, you shoot your shot towards her, but sometimes you don't even know if they're into you or not, and you don't want to, sound like a creep or anything, so it's like, well, how about you do it?
Right.
That's why I was really into the dating app Bumble for a while.
Right.
Because you can match with people, but they had to kind of like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you can be on those apps and just be swiping, which I'm pretty sure everybody does that, including women. So you match with somebody and they're not really into you. So you shoot your shot and then it's like, well, nothing happened.
Yeah, I like that idea of Bumble too, because then you get a genuine reaction. You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, I guess I'll go out and have dinner with this dude or whatever. Bumble, like they're into it. I like that girls shoot their shot these days. And like, I'm not to say that women weren't in the past, but like now that like shoot your shot has gone viral, if you will, that's a good thing. I think women should be more assertive in some things in life. Stuff like that, things that they want to let guys know what the fuck they want to go eat. You know what I mean? Just pick a place. It's okay. Whatever.
I like that one intro for, it was like a Lil Pump song and like a Kanye West song. I forgot what the fuck it was called.
Oh, yeah.
But it was all like...
these motherfuckers today...
Like, whatever, like, we can tell them, like, we want to come, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And,
I love that. I loved it when I heard that. I was like, "You're right. You're
like, fucking tell me that shit. Like, I want to know. Not that I didn't, but like, tell me. I'll fucking,
I get it, dude. Say what you need to say. I think on both ends. 'Cause men fall victim to that too. I think masculinity is kind of a weird thing these days too. As I burp.
Takes a bite out of a steak. Masculinity, yeah.
Let me get back to talking masculinity. Let me tell you.
Yes. Our Lord and Savior, Mr. Andrew Tate. Just kidding.
Oh, God, no. We don't endorse him, kids. To an extent, I do. No, I think we're living in a weird world where masculinity's kind of like frowned upon in a lot of ways, where they're like, you can't be so masculine, you can't tell it how it is, you can't, this or that. But in reality, I think a lot of it is a lack of masculinity in the world. Think about like when you grew up as a student, say for anyone, you know what I mean? Like if for a lot of kids in America, they grew up without like a male figure in their life. And a lot of kids grow up with like single mothers and whatnot. And these kids go off to schools, they're taught by teachers who are primarily women. And then that's kind of their nurturing role, you know what I mean? And there's kind of that lack in positive male role models. You look in America, you see musicians, you see, all these rock stars, and maybe not the best role models for young kids, but it's that glorified idea of it, and it's that lack thereof of masculinity where, sometimes you do just got to be a bad motherfucker and swing big dick and just say, hey, like, this is how it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to talk about your fucking feelings. Like you broke this rule. This is this consequence. I don't care how it makes you feel. You knew what you were doing going into it. And there's a lot of this like cushiony stuff these days. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that toxic masculinity should be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. But positive male role models should be a thing. And maybe this is the time to rewrite what positive masculinity is in America and throughout the world these days.
Because you can have both positive masculinity and positive femininity too, right? Like,
right. And just as toxic as men could be, women could be. There's toxic femininity. You know what I mean? And it's so weird, not to get too political, but like to be like kind of a radicalist on either end is incredibly toxic, and it creates such a weird world that we live in. Of what it means to be a man or a woman. I mean, take the Olympics, for instance, that boxer that went through all that shit because they had XY chromosomes, like you couldn't like speak an opinion without people being like, oh, you're into like men beating up women, and you're like, well, no, that's not what I said at all. But then, like that's just like a part of that spectrum of like, what does it mean these days to identify or to be those traits, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have the answers. I think men maybe need to have more dudes time though. You know what I mean? I think a lot of guys like, they grow up around young dudes. They're out playing sports. They're in the same, clubs and bands and groups and whatnot. And when they get older, they kind of lose that. And I think a lot of men kind of lose that, I don't know, that agility, that kind of like competitive edge, if you will, that sharpness that you might need. And same for women. Women need to have their, groups of like-minded folks who think the same way that they and have the same beliefs. Everyone needs to have that. And it's not a sex thing either. You know what I mean? It's not about your gender.
You just need like-minded people that are, going through similar shit as you, so you guys can talk about and do whatever,
Right. Like, dude, puberty would have been hell had I not like had like positive role models that I was like, oh, this is what it is. Okay. And I think a lot of people lack that, especially kids these days kind of lack that, not that you need to be one way or another, but it's just like, it's okay when you go through these things in your life naturally. It's an okay thing to experience. It's okay that you feel angry about something. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. You're valid. I think a lot of people feel this, again, in both men and women, they feel like their anger is invalid for some things when they're totally valid for it. And that's okay to acknowledge and be like, like you're pissed off at the fucking world right now, dude. And it's okay because you have every rhyme and reason to be pissed off. how you exercise that anger is a different thing.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can. Every feeling is valid. You can feel however you want: angry, pissed off, happy. It's just how you act upon those feelings. That's what's a little bit different.
Right.
But for you to feel that way, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel wrong. People shouldn't judge you for feeling a certain way.
Right. And to have those outlets to let go of that emotion that you're feeling, you know, whether it be exercising to get rid of some anger, if you're really sad and you're making music to cheer yourself up,
or speaking into a microphone to the YouTube world.
Yeah, YouTube.
Hello, 2 people that are watching, now 3.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Mom.
Yeah. What's up, Dad? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a positive role model.
Yeah.
No, it's it's an important thing, and I think a lot of young kids don't have that creative energy to express themselves. Like, have you watched that new Inside Out movie yet from Disney Pixar?
I've seen some of it. I know my little sister was really big into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really informative to kids now about
like their emotions and shit.
Your emotions, how to deal with emotions. Oh, this isn't a crazy thing that I'm feeling, and this is this emotion telling me this to warn me of said thing. It's a positive thing. We do have some people listening. Marley Tomlinson, our girl. Thanks, Dragon Mama. Good to see you. What's up, sweetheart? And Puffable Shy sending us a heart. Thanks, y'all. We appreciate it.
Shit.
Sending you love from Hawk Winds. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Is there any conversation y'all want to talk about? Me and Jay are kind of just shooting the shit right now. We've talked about everything. Yeah. We've talked about damn near everything tonight.
That reminds me, my band has a show September 12th at the Fallen Log.
Cool.
With this touring band called Foxtrot and another band called Death Dance. Yeah, from Michigan.
Sweet.
Fucking dope.
Where's the venue at?
Fallen Log, on Diversity, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll be talking about it a lot more in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Hey, check out Hawk Winds Facebook page. We'll be sure to post it. Get some folks in the door for you. That's awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You excited for this show?
Dude, it's the first show this whole summer.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of shows lined up, but then we couldn't play them. So now I'm excited. I'm ready to fucking go nuts.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's going to be a good show. All the bands on the line. Antillion is playing after us, actually. We had them on the show, if you remember.
Yeah, I was listening to him earlier today.
Dude, yeah. You should come by.
I most certainly will. September when?
12th.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Cool. I should be around that day, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be sweet, dude. Hell yeah. How do you feel about, when with music, with your emotions, do you kind of feed off your anger? Do you feed off happiness or sadness with your music? And what
all of the above, man. It just depends how I'm feeling during the time, you know what I mean? I try to pick up my guitar as much as possible and then just whatever I'm feeling at the time. I do, though, specifically try to pick up my instrument when I feel an emotion very highly. Like if I get pissed off at someone or something or whatever, I'll just go. Even if I just bash my guitar for a couple of notes, like it still helps and something gets done. I don't know. Or if I'm like extreme, like if I just get like a really cool phone call about something, I feel really happy, I'll go and I'll pick up my guitar and I'll do some real fucking happy sounding chords. And whether nothing comes out of it, sometimes something comes out of it, sometimes it doesn't. But once you've been doing it for so long, you kind of pick up these like cues on like, oh shit, I can probably go write something now.
Do you think in music, like when you're just like doing your daily thing, do you think of tunes in your head like that?
Yeah, dude. Like I'll be doing like at work, I'll be like I'll be doing like some prep work, and then I'll like tap the knife a little bit without like knowing it or whatever, and it'll make like a beat, and then it'll just transfer into my head, and now I'm thinking of a cool little melody just because I tapped the knife a little bit. Yeah.
And how do you harness that? Because I know like a comedian can be like, oh, that's a funny thing I just said. I'm gonna like write that down. Do you ever like track music in your head of like how, you know, if you heard it throughout the day, that you're like, this is sick. I want to.
When I was like big into writing music, I would if I had like a melody in my head that I wanted to play on my guitar later, I'd just grab my phone and I would like hum it and then try to recreate that later after I get home.
Cool.
So yeah, sometimes it worked, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes I'd write something like completely not it, or sometimes I'd write something that was even way better than what I had in mind.
Yeah.
Yesterday, actually, I started playing a couple of chords, and then I remember a song that I had in my head, so I used those chords with the melody I had, and I just wrote something that was pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just comes in waves.
Do you come up with the instrumentals, or do you even write your own lyrics, or?
I don't write any lyrics that much. No, I just come up with like guitar parts sometimes.
Cool.
As far as like putting like songs together, that's not really like a thing that I do, but I'll definitely I'll copy and paste fucking riffs that I put together pretty much.
Cool. You should do some writing, brother. I think that's an amazing thing to.
I've tried to write lyrics before. It's not like my big strong suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like at this point I kind of know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at doing. Writing lyrics is not my thing.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
I'll
really
sing
hard.
the fuck out of some karaoke.
Hell yeah. Well, we know that. We know that for sure. Bro, can I show you something that I downloaded? This might break your heart, though. This really might break your heart.
Oh, God.
I downloaded an app. It's called AI Song. And it's a songwriting app that uses AI. You can prompt it to say, hey, I want to write a song about this, this, and this. And it says, sure, give me a couple minutes. And then it sends you a completely new song. Do you want to try it? I mean,
Sure.
Before we try it, what do you feel about that? Because I feel strongly about it. I'm like, this, what do you think?
I feel like, I don't know. I mean, anybody can prompt AI to do it, but then actually executing it into an actual song, it takes a real musician to do that.
Sure. But also, after you see this, you're going to be like, oh, I'm done. That's how I felt about being an artist. You asked about my painting earlier. I think I stopped painting once I saw like AI art, and I was just like,
prompt whatever.
Like, there's no way I'd keep up with this.
In the future, the next best musician isn't gonna be like the best musician. It's gonna be whoever can prompt the best music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not gonna be like, oh, he spent 20 years learning his fucking instrument. He's amazing. It's, oh, he spent
like
the most
kid
time
on a fucking iPad. It's what it's turning. It's
you know
already
what I mean?
turned into.
And
that,
so like,
bro.
oh, he spent most of his time on an iPad. He's really good at prompting music.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Well, what do you say we try this? It's called Mozart AI. You can enter text here, and it'll give you just like a prompt. Do you want to make a Hawkwinds theme song?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it right now.
All right. So I'll type in.
We've got about 5 minutes left.
Hawkwinds radio picture theme song. Hawkwinds period radio picture
Period.
theme song period. All right, so I typed in Hawkwinds radio picture. Let me put radio
Slay
picture
Queen
show picture show theme song, and then I put Jack and Jay.
Okay. Well, what did it come up with? So it's gonna give us an actual song?
I'm getting there. So now their style. Do we want energetic, happy, romantic, melancholic, sad, funny, relaxing, futuristic?
Put sad.
Bohemian. Sad, bro. I don't want sad.
Put
It's a theme song. It should maybe energetic or happy.
All right, put energetic.
Energetic it is. Apply energetic. Genre: pop, rock, jazz, hip hop, electronic, reggae, blues, country, folk, R&B, or metal.
I can do a little jazz.
You want it to be jazz? It's our theme song. I mean, we can also like make up another one.
I'm pretty
I think I'm
classy,
limited
bro.
to one a day.
I like class.
So you want jazz?
Yeah.
You sure don't? Come on, let's make it rock.
Fine.
Come on, we're rockers. Rock or metal?
We'll do the generic thing and put rock.
Let's do rock. Let's do that. And then vocal gender, male or female, doesn't matter.
Can you put robot?
No, I could put.
Can you put Muppet?
Let's put random. We don't.
The randos.
So, right here it says Hawk wins radio picture show, theme song, Jack and Jay. I'll put hosted by. Hosted by Jack and Jay. All right. Now create music. Now it says it's gonna take 2 to 3 minutes. You know,
2 to 3 minutes.
the robot's gotta think about it a little bit. It's like, all right, what the heck? What rhymes with J?
It's gotta look up the it's gotta look up through the whole algorithm.
The robot's just like
Robots in the fucking studio.
I'm ready to write.
Fucking one robot is over there fucking strung out on fucking oil and shit. Motor oil.
Need more oil.
It's like Vendor from fucking Futurama. Someone feed me more wood chips.
Not in the zone yet. I gotta get in the zone. Do you have a ritual when you're writing music? Is there, you know, what's...
Kinda a fucking joint for sure, and it always has to be after a fat ass meal.
Right.
So I have to be really relaxed.
You can't think when you're hungry.
Yeah. I have to be like, yeah.
Now, what's the room that you're in? Do you have a certain room? Do you go out in public? Do you go in a park?
So it depends. When I used to write before, I used to go out to the park and just jam with my acoustic.
There you go.
Nowadays, I just go into my I have like a little like a music room, I guess, where I put my like speakers and my laptop and shit, and I just fucking hook up my fucking pedal board and whatnot, and I just fucking smoke a joint, open the window, and then fucking just start wailing at my guitar.
There you go. You lock the door. How's the energy flow in there? What do you do?
I cannot have anybody near or around me when I write nowadays.
Yeah?
Before, I couldn't have anybody that I knew because I would write outside at parks and shit. And so, you know, strangers just be walking by. But as long as nobody that I knew was there, I can just, like, wail and whatever.
Right. Without the distraction.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, yeah, now that I think about it, I think that's mostly what it is. I get distracted very easily. And so if there's somebody in the room that I know, I can't focus. Or I'll try to focus too much on, like, what they want to hear. I'll be like, this is probably something that they want to hear, and I'll just play that instead of writing what I want to write. And then ultimately that never turns out into anything good.
Let me ask you this, because I've dealt with this of sometimes being a people pleaser. Would you rather you're like, yeah, I know. Would you rather perform in front of a room full of a bunch of strangers you don't know, or a room full of everyone you know?
Strangers.
Yeah.
2 reasons. 1, it'll get my music out to people that haven't heard it before, and then 2, if I fuck up, they've never listened to the music before, so they don't know.
There you go.
It's the same like when I wear sunglasses, and so like I feel like a layer of protection.
Yeah, you're like the Strauss kid and Big Daddy. They can't see me.
Yeah, no one can see me now, suckers.
Because that's an interesting thing. Because a lot of people, some people are different. Some people feed off other people's energy, at least in the writing aspect of like, I need people around me, and then like I write it down because I'm inspired. Because you know, I like being like in a writer's room like that. You know what I mean? It is good to bump ideas off of people.
Yeah, there's like. Yeah, if I know if the point is to write collectively, then yeah, that's different, you know, like It's like, all right, what do you have? All right, cool, this sounds cool too, and then, you know, we'll put something together. But if you know, my goal that day is to wake up and write, then I can't have people around me.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Anytime I'm doing some sort of like writing or like painting or something I just kind of got to do creatively, I'll do it throughout time. So like I'll go to like my notes on my phone. I was listening to my stand-up comedy notes. I was like, shit, this is just funny. I got to go perform this soon. I'll do it on notes like that, but when I'm like formulating everything together, I'm like weird Edgar Allan Poe when I do it, bro. I'm like dark room, candles lit, like I got a bowl next to me, maybe like a whiskey on the rocks. I'm just like, I'm kind of chilling, doors locked. I'm not letting anyone in. I'm not even letting my dog in. You know what I mean? I'm like, I kind of just need that separation because I'll get too distracted. Yeah. But when you're in that, it's kind of cool just to kind of let your brain bleed out on paper. It's a fun thing. Because sometimes I'll come up with some creative ideas in a writer's room. People are like, well, we can't afford that budget. I'm like, damn. Or like, you know, like, oh, that's an offensive thing to say. But it's kind of fun just to hear like your own thoughts just out on paper. Speaking of not so many thoughts, our theme song just came in from the AI computer.
Oh, shit. All right, let's hear it.
So it's called The Hawk Wins by Mozart AI. I have the lyrics here too. All right.
Cable?
I got one of the dongle things. I could put it right here.
Go ahead. That's very Chicago. That's fucking awesome. Yo. What? Let's go.
There's some jingle writers.
Jack and Jay. Yo, I quit music, bro.
With guitar solo? Oh my gosh.
Let's go. Jack and Jay. Dude, that's great.
It's a long song.
Yo, that guitar solo though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could play that.
Take the helm.
We're selling dreams, damn it.
Dude, this is pretty epic. Oh.
Dude. Yo, that's fucking nuts, man.
The Hawkwinds Picture Show. Let's go.
Jack and Jay.
They grab the helm.
We're selling dreams.
And you can, and what's cool about it too is like you could just take the lyrics from it too and just make your own.
Man.
Jack and Jay take the helm, navigate us through the realm. Mysteries and dreams they sow, and the hawk wins. Let's go. Bro, there's not enough cocaine in the world that would make me write that good. That's insane.
Fuck, man.
That's fucking insane.
That's awesome, dude. Yo, when it said our names, dude, I was like, dude, that's it. I quit. Dude. I challenge any viewer out there to write something better than that and then send it to us.
I don't know, dude. I think we just discouraged a lot of people there. I don't know. I hope not.
If you're starting music off, just stop. Quit right now.
Yeah, right. Be an accountant with an AI
Go to
program.
college.
Dude,
Go to college to learn how to prompt AI.
That's crazy though, isn't it? I have another one if you want to hear another.
All right.
This is so I think I'm only limited to one a day because it's just too much power in one person's hand unless you buy a subscription apparently. But you can just kind of add stuff to it. This one the prompt I made was a dragon slaying elf falls in love with a fairy. And I was just like, I'm just going to see what happens. And it's in folk. It's a folk song. I'm sorry. Come on. Skip ahead. Oh. Sounds like a Taylor Swift song, though, doesn't it?
I thought it was.
I think that forgot the lyrics kind of like cut out there, but this like it gave me like a whole thing. When his eyes met hers, a fairy bright, wings like stars in the silent night, magic bound in tender grace, he longed to touch her gentle face. Oh, love beneath the twilight sky, where dragons roar and echoes, the elfin fairy heart to heart, no force on earth could tear apart.
Sheesh. Made me want to cry, dude.
Bro, that's all AI. Isn't that nuts?
Fuck, dude. That's all fake.
It's all fake. It's all just made by a robot.
Those aren't even real emotions.
I mean, they are, but they are. I wanna touch a fairy's wings so bright in the twilight night. See, I can't even say it back right. Poetically cite.
I don't know, man. I don't want to touch no fairies.
Hey, man, don't bash it till you try it. It's weird though. The whole AI thing is kind of scary. Like, even like, have you been reading about like these artists who like they'll take like Freddie Mercury or Frank Sinatra and they'll like make them sing like a dirty rap song, and their families are like filing lawsuits because like you can't take their identity. But it's
like Frank Sinatra singing WAP.
Yeah. Dude, he was ready for some wet ass lasagna for sure. No, it's a weird thing, but it's cool. It's really cool to listen to, but it makes you question though, like, and I think that's kind of a revolving thing in the music industry is that there's always this revolving door of ethics that come in and out of it, you know? Like at first it was like using other people's songs and like you doing a cover. Then it was like people like consumers, like, you know, using like Napster and like getting songs for free. And then now it's like, and there's plenty of things in between that, obviously. But now it's, you know, it's a lot of it is what can be used by AI.
So I forgot which music streaming service is going to start using AI generated music to produce more music on their platforms, so they don't have to pay artists. You know what I mean?
It's sad, but it makes sense.
From a business point of view, it makes sense. From an artist point of view, it's like, dude, just fucking pay us. We already make the music.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? I can see why some company would rather pay somebody to prompt 1,000 songs. They pay one person rather than to pay 1,000 artists.
Right.
But it's like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Where's the ethics on that though, right?
Right.
Yeah, like you should.
When you listen to a song from your favorite artist, you know they most likely lived through that situation, and it's like, all right, I feel like I'm with that artist in this situation, rather than, oh shit, this guy prompted this song, plus he prompted that song, and you know.
right? And it's kind of sad because it's taking the only, and I feel this way about a lot of AI programs, is that we as humans wanted AI to make our lives easier for the mundane shit that we don't want to do. And most of these AI programs that are taking over people's jobs are taking over jobs that are taking away the most human part about people. The creative design, the drawing, the painting, the computer design, singing, songwriting now, video editing now. A lot of it's taking that from people, which is such an organic, beautiful thing that's what drew so many people together and still draws people in together as a community of artists. But to take away that and then not make other jobs AI, I don't know. I just want to be hanging out by a river eating grapes and making paint, Jay. That's all I want to do in life. But the damn programs are going to not let us do that.
This damn algorithm. Make me famous already, goddammit.
Don't go after fame. Don't go after fame. Don't go after... You can go after fortune. It's okay. Go after what makes other people feel. I think that's an important thing to do, man. And do stuff that makes yourself feel.
Make me a Doritos Nachos Locos taco from Taco Bell.
That's what you want?
Yeah, that's what I want to be.
That's not a bad place to be.
You ever been to Taco Bell really drunk? You ever been to Taco Bell not drunk?
Jay, are you asking me if I breathed before? Does a bear shit in the woods?
Oh, God.
Did the Romans wear a funny hat? Of course they did. I used to go to...
War Stories with Jack.
Much better. Here we go. I do got some funny drunk stories. I don't know how many I can tell legally. Do you have any funny drunk stories?
Funny ones? Probably not. Not that I can remember.
I got one of my favorite ones. I was underage, dude. I was visiting a college with a group of friends, right? And we were all pretty underage. You know, we were having fun, doing nothing crazy. I mean, you know, as much as crazy as you can have indoors, you know, with your pants on. And until all things changed. Me and my buddy, I'm not going to mention his name, boss, you know who you are. When we were at this college party, and I walk outside with him because we're like, I'm not waiting in line to go take a piss. I'm just gonna like go pee on the side of the fucking house. Like this college was kind of in a rural area, so there wasn't a whole lot of people out there. And the issue with this college, I'm not gonna say which college, they were formerly on Playboy's top 10 party colleges in the entire world. But then now, like, the police out there are just like so tight ass, like the tightest of asses, that they bust anybody and everything for whatever.
What college was it?
I'm not gonna say it. And
was it in Champaign?
No, but I know a lot of people who got busted there too. But me and my buddy, we go outside and we're taking a piss. We're you know, shooting the shit. And all of a sudden, I just see a flashlight come on me. And they're like, freeze, like, don't fucking move. And I'm from the south side of Chicago, motherfucker. Like, when I see lights telling me freeze, don't move, if I'm still in the running to run, I will run. I will. At least then, when I was like super underage, of course, I would run a lot quicker. But yeah, dude, I just fucking booked it. I tell my buddy, I'm like, drop your shit. I'm like, fucking run. Cause I had gotten an underage ticket early on. I was visiting Eastern Illinois. That one I will say. I was visiting my cousin, and I got busted. It's too young. And so I knew enough to know that when you got the chance to run, you fucking book it, dog. and I'm running, and my buddy, he's right along the side of me, and he thought he was a young thug. You know, he was the kind of dude who would wear like basketball shorts under his jeans because he thought he was gonna make it in the NBA one day. and his pants were like sagging, right? And we're running, and I'm like, I gotta fucking stride like a gazelle, dude. I'm out of there. And I see my buddy slowly creeping behind me. He's not keeping up with me. And he's like, run, dude, run. And I look down, I look back, and I see him, his pants had like fallen to his knees and eventually like down to his ankles. And his own saggy pants like got him caught by the cops, and he fell.
Oh my God.
And the cops like tackled him and everything. And I don't know how much of the story I can tell. One part of the story I will tell though, and I think my buddy kind of always like gives me grief anytime we hang out, and I think it's because I just have a faster run than him. Sorry, boss. But hey, it's true.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Put him.
And so dude, he got busted, right? And my friend's a real OG, and whitest dude I know, though, by the way. I know you might be picturing him as he's as Irish as they come.
I was picturing him like my skin color.
No, he was a very, very frail. But he got busted by the cops, and they're like, who are your friends? Like, which, where are they staying? Who are they here to, blah, 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 blah. What car do they drive? And my friend is a real OG. We're both from the South Side, dude. And rule number one when you grow up on the South Side, you and your friends, you don't rat out your fucking friends. And my boy stayed true to his boys. He didn't rat out a fucking single one of us. We're all underage. We all could have gotten busted hard, But he was like, no fucking way I'm gonna like rat out my friends, and he didn't. He kept it to him. And I'm very thankful for that he did. Yeah, he's the champ, dude. That's why they call him the boss, baby. And sometimes you have those moments in your life with your friends, and you know where your loyalty stands with people. And that dude, anytime he would get into some shit, I was always on his side. I always had his back. Till this day, I always have his back. Yeah, not that crazy of a drinking story, but that was a good bullet that I dodged there.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Fuck that shit.
Other goofy stories. I've gotten bucked off of like mechanical bulls and like fell into like a beer table, and I just had to like walk back. I wasn't even that drunk that night too. I was like, I had 2 beers with me, but I'm just gonna go home. I don't know. I don't think I remember most of my good drinking stories. I bet if I was like with a group of my boys, they'd be like, "Oh, do you remember that time?" Like
they'd remind you.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works.
You climbed up.
You
on
never
that
remember
statue.
your drunk stories. Your friends remember them for you.
Right. Heard that.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
dude.
You got any good drunk stories?
Not that I can remember, or at least not any legal ones that I can tell. Fuck, dude. I mean, shit, man. We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. We got a couple comments here too. I know our girl Marley Tomlinson is still listening. She says still waiting on that Tattoo Twister song.
Tattoo Twister song.
I don't know. Maybe we need to write a Tattoo Twister song for her. Maybe we should do a tattoo exploration episode sometime soon too. That'd be a fun one.
We gotta get some heavily tattooed people in here and just talk tattoos.
What if we got tattooed in here?
That would make an awesome episode, to be honest.
I know a guy who's got a portable ink machine, as I'm sure you do too. We know some people. We should make that happen. That'd be pretty cool. If you were to get a tattoo here, what would you get?
If I was going to get one here, it'd be a hawk.
A hawk?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Get the logo hawk. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool. I'd probably get like a microphone, like a radio wave or something.
True.
We'd probably have to get matching maybe.
Mm.
Let me talk to my boy. I could see if maybe we could do something.
Little hawk standing on the microphone.
That'd be fun. We'd probably have to ask John that though. Be like, is it cool? I know. I read the rule book here. I don't know. Is tattoos is not on the rule book, but I would just want to make sure if that's okay. 'Cause tattoos are messy. Tattoos can be messy.
Somewhat.
What's your most painful tattoo?
My knuckles.
Yeah, they do rock though. They do rock and they do roll.
They're all like, "What do your tattoos say?" I'm like, "Rock and roll," and then I show them that, and they're like, "It just says rock roll. Where's the and?" I'm all like, "Fuck you."
That'd be a cool little thumb piece, you know. Get like the and sign. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. It just says rock roll.
Rock roll. Or roll rock.
Or, yeah.
At least it's not Rick roll. Never gonna give you up.
Bro, we should do that for an episode one day. Just like say we're interviewing Slipknot or something.
And then just Rick roll everybody.
Hey, anyways, guys,
we're trying to get as many listeners as we can. We're not trying to scare them away.
Suckers. Thanks for the views.
Tattoos can be hard though. I think my hardest ones, I won't show them now, but they're like the ones that are like closest to like my your bone. When it's like right on that bone, it really fucking hurts. You feel it the fucking most on that. One I can show. This is kind of gnarly. Can I show you this real quick? I got a bad scar from a work accident a while back, and I just got it tattooed, covered up, but it's like a raised scar. But they were able to tattoo on it. But when they did, it was the weirdest feeling because they were just pumping ink into this fucking nasty scar. And yeah, dude, it was fucking gnarly. But it like kind of had this weird numbing feeling. But then afterwards, it was weird. The tattoo, I don't know. It was a cool thing. I don't know. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We'll wait for the tattoo episode on that. If you guys want to see me and Jay with our shirts off, tune in next week. Come on down for the tattoo episode.
All right, bro. I think we're getting to about that time.
I think so, too. We've been chit-chatting for quite a bit here. We covered a lot today, though.
Yeah. Got some views, got some comments. I think we completed our goal.
I think so. Well, I hope all the people who were listening to this, I hope you had some fun. I hope you got to know me and Jay a little bit better. And thank you for tuning in. All of our listeners who are tuning in, thanks for the comments down below. Shout out to our girl Marley, who tunes in all the time. Thank you so much, Marley. And you got a message to send to the folks tonight, Jay? Any last minute words?
Get involved with your local government.
Get involved with your local government.
Fuck the president.
Yeah.
As we've seen, they're just fucking puppets.
Yeah.
It's the fucking local government you got to worry about. They're the ones that elect the people above them, who elect the people above them, who ultimately elect the president. Your vote doesn't really count.
It doesn't.
Unless you're doing local government.
I mean, the electoral college is kind of a sham as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do I know? I'm just a guy in a Roman helmet. We're holding a rubber chicken.
We're just guys speaking into microphones. What the fuck do we know?
What do we know?
Please don't cancel me, internet.
Well, they haven't canceled us already, Jay. I think we got something going. Well, thank y'all for joining us tonight at Hawk Wins Radio Picture Show. This is the Chicken Coop episode. Thanks to our sponsors, AI, and who else are we sponsored by? Fake. McAfee Rubber Chickens. Thank you for sending us chickens.
Jepson's Malort.
Jepson's Malort. We love you.
Thank you for not sponsoring us, but hopefully you sponsor us in the future.
Yeah. And
thank you for Celsius.
And thanks to Q4 Radio for letting us come in every week. And thank you guys for joining us. Tune in every Wednesday. We're always here. And as always, take care.
Peace.
Peace.